welcome back to Homestand NFL. I'm your host, Sarah Said, with Justin Pooney, Jelani Goodread, and we're going to talk about the NFL. So first segment here, we have Seattle Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll said some words about his team and the team that they're going to play, obviously San Francisco 49ers. So he says, unfortunately, we're playing the Niners, and they're loaded and healthy and on a roll, about as hot as you can possibly get. So what do you think, Justin? I mean, this is your team.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think that Pete Carroll's trying to do with these comments here?
It's all mind games. Tactical warfare by Pete Carroll. He's gassing up his opponents so much that they're going to take the foot off the gas pedal on Saturday. And Pete Carroll and Gino are going to ride into Levi Stadium and beat the San Francisco 49ers.
You think so? That's your pick?
No, it's not my pick. That's what I'm hoping, but I'm not picking.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put money on it. But yeah, Pete Carroll is a smart individual. It's not his first time around the block. Everybody was saying he's a crazy old man. He needs to retire. Put him in a retirement home. Well, guess what? Pete Carroll is still just as sharp as ever, still as energetic as ever.
Yes.
And I love the mind games he's playing right now. He's buying into that underdog role, and the Seahawks are underdogs, but I believe they will fight till the very end.
What about you, Johnny? Do you think that this is true?
It is true. I think he makes a lot of points. And I like Pete Carroll as well as a head coach. I was saying he's my coach of the year before, guys like Peterson and Dable, stepped up. But I think this is a game that we're going to see a lot of, intensity. It's a rivalry game, right? NFC West. We love when the Niners play the Seattle Seahawks. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I think a lot of people are looking at the Niners. To me, like I said, they're scary. But I think it's going to be a close matchup, to be honest with you.
The other thing I want to say is they've won 10 straight games.
Yeah, so at some point,
the San Francisco 49ers are going to lose a game. Now, it might be next year, right? But I don't know if you can win 10 straight. Would a Mr. Now people are saying Brock Purdy's the superstar. Let's just pump the brakes.
The thing is, because
right?
with Purdy, he has checked all the boxes so far. Yeah. Okay, he's won some games that we wanted him to win. He went on the road, Seattle. We understood that. But the playoffs is a whole different thing. So yes, if you're talking about the last few weeks, he has been like the hottest quarterback. The wins, the touchdowns, the ratio. He's been number one in those areas, but the playoffs is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But what I would say is if you're somebody taking the Niners in this matchup or in these playoffs with Purdy, you should have reason to believe they're going to get it done. Why? Because if you look at since Shanahan's gotten there with the quarterbacks, Jimmy G, he hasn't really done much, in their wins. They went to the Super Bowl. In those playoff games, it was all the running game, right? And then when you're talking about 2021, same thing. He didn't have to do much. You don't have to have a Mahomes type of performance.
No, you don't.
So we'll see what Purdy has. He's been balling for sure, but yeah, there might be a time where he doesn't show up. We don't know. We'll see.
Pete Carroll's a proven winner.
We'll see.
Okay, let's talk about, speaking of quarterbacks, Brock Purdy, Geno Smith, let's talk about who is your favorite quarterback that you trust the most during these playoffs. I mean, I already know your answer because you kind of.
Do you know my answer?
You said Dak.
No, that was off air. Off air,
Hypothetically, he's like Dak.
Off air, I said Dak. Okay, I do believe in my guy Dak. Come on, Dak.
No,
what is Four gonna do for me? What is Four gonna do for me? But it's Mahomes. It's Mahomes.
Oh, okay.
Patrick
Well,
Mahomes, the best player in this sport right now, the MVP. I remember people were talking about Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson.
You even said Jalen Hurts deserves MVP consideration.
Consideration, but not the award.
You said he was the MVP.
But not the award.
You said he was the MVP.
When did I say he was the MVP?
You said that.
I never said that.
I'm gonna find the footage.
Please find the footage. I never said. No.
He has said it, right?
Okay, look, listen. Let me have the floor. Okay, we were talking about Hurts versus Mahomes all year, right? I said Hurts deserves consideration for the award due to the fact that he's a good passer and the running game that he has. However, in space, I said that it was my homeboy that was supposed to win the MVP this year. So that is my pick. I trust him. Why? Because since he's gotten the NFL, what has he done? Oh, conference championship here, conference championship there, conference championship again, conference championship, and Super Bowl. Okay, and a Super Bowl. This guy has done everything asked of him. So whether if it's a neutral site game, which is very possible, or if it's an Arrowhead, wherever it is, I do trust Patrick Mahomes to get it done because he's been balling without the presence of Tyreek Hill. Despite that loss, he's still been doing his thing. He's still getting his teammates better. Yes, of course, Kelsey, but if you look at the receiver core, they're not as good, of course. Okay. So he's made his teammates better. He wins games. He's been balling this year. Mahomes.
I'm going to go with the guy who beat Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game at, where was it again, Jelani?
I don't know.
It was at Arrowhead last
Yes,
year.
it was.
That is the boy, Joe Burrow.
Because isn't it because of that picture that he dropped, that new Joe, that
you
quote?
I was going to reference that
Yeah,
picture with the cigar and
No,
everything.
I was also going to say the quote he said. Remember he was asked,
Oh, that's the hardest quote of the
do you
year so
think-
far.
How long do you think your window is open? He's like, my whole career.
Career, that's
I
tough.
love Joe Burrow's confidence. He's
That's
so
tough.
calm,
That's tough.
cool, collected. I love the sneak dissing he does. I love it all.
Yeah.
He's proven to go on the road and win
And
the playoffs.
They are the hottest team in
right?
football
They're
right
the hottest team in football. He's got a track team of wide receivers around. You don't have no team has 3 cornerbacks that can stop Tyler Boyd in the slot, T.
Yeah,
Higgins,
and
and Jamar Chase.
It is
Plus
true.
Joe Mixon out of the backfield.
And their tight ends as well.
And their
Hurts,
tight
he's been
ends,
playing
Hayden
well.
Hurst. I think Joe Burrow, I will trust him not with just my money, but with my life
Mm.
in this
How much money are you
playoffs.
putting on?
My life, Joe Burrow.
My pick was also Joe Burrow. As usual, you stole my pick. I was
It's
also,
okay. It's a good pick.
it's a great pick. And also, like, I was just looking at last year, just the fact that he, like, surprised us all.
Yeah.
It's like, now we're not surprised anymore,
yeah.
but I just feel like he's in that zone. He's in that same zone that he
He's
was.
balling. And that's
Yeah.
without a good O-line because they
Yeah.
lost Kappa and now they lost Leo
Lyle
Collins.
yeah.
And we saw what happened last year. They had a terrible O-line, still won games. So we'll see what the Bengals.
Yeah.
To me, as a guy that supports Mahomes, I'm scared of Joe Burrow because I
Yeah?
know what Joe Burrow is capable of.
I'd love to see Joe Burrow win. I'm not.
I
gonna-
would too.
Yeah.
I would
And
love
with
that
the
as well.
Cartiers on and
Yeah,
the
because
cigars,
all of the
et cetera,
content we
so
would get from that win.
Yeah.
Nuts.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, so then we're going to talk about Sean McVay's coaching future. As we know, there's speculation that this is his last season. And, like, instead of, sorry. So what do you guys think actually, like, that's going to happen with him? Because there's a lot of talk. Like, everybody's kind of wondering about, like, you know, after they won last year, like, what happened?
Right.
So what do you think, Justin?
He's running from the grind.
He is, man.
And I think you're seeing that the NFL coaches now, Sean Payton, now Sean McVay, they're going to go find these big jobs on TV, get that TV bag, and then say, for example, the Denver Broncos, the LA Chargers, these big market teams with, you know, ready to win rosters, open up, they'll jump on that, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the way coaches are going. They're running from the grind. They don't want to rebuild. They don't want to build programs anymore. They just want to ring chase like certain NBA players used to be like. Kevin Durant. I love you, KD.
Yeah. It's true though. It's true. He's running from the grind right now. We understand where the Rams are. This is a team that is stuck. Okay. They said F them picks. Okay. They won a Super Bowl, so that is justified. But remember what Thanos said: a soul for a soul. They
Oh my
traded
goodness,
away
come on, Thanos.
the future for what's happening right now. And you're talking about Matt Stafford, still a good quarterback, but he's been beat up. Okay, we'll see.
Old, too.
Yeah, he's older. We'll see how he looks next season. And then when you're talking about the absence of guys, they lost a lot of guys from that Super Bowl team. This is not even the same team. We'll see what happens with the Cooper Kupp situation, with Jalen Ramsey, with Aaron Donald. Remember, Donald wanted to retire. I think it was for the money.
Nah,
it was for the money.
He wanted the money.
But remember, it was Sean McVay that wanted him back. He cried for him back. Please come back, whatever. And now McVay wants to go. To me, I don't think this is the end of McVay coaching in general. I think he's going to be back at some point.
Like the next year.
Yeah, but
or
he's
two.
probably going to take a year or two off,
Yeah.
like Justin said, get that TV bag. We'll see him on Fox. We'll see him on ESPN, whatever. But I do want to see him coaching, though. I like him as a coach. He's done well in
The
LA.
boy genius, they called him, man.
The boy genius. He's gone to 2 Super Bowls. I know you guys forgot about that first one. It was ugly.
That was a
but
horrible Super Bowl.
he has been a strong coach. I do expect him to be in the NFL at some point. But yeah, if you're looking at the situation in LA, it's not looking that good. I would be shocked if the Rams find a way to do anything in terms of winning, serious serious playoff runs moving forward, because they're stuck right now. They're stuck.
They're like the Cardinals. Done.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us on Homestand NFL, and we'll see you guys next time.